I know that smile. Hello.
Did your father make you wear that Star Trek shirt?
Pardon me?
Did your father make you wear that Star Trek shirt?
No. If you don't blink, I have a very small part in the movie, in the Star Trek movie. I read for Scotty initially, and that didn't go my way. Went to Simon Pegg, who's a fantastic actor, and then J.J. Abrams' office called me up and offered me a little part in the movie, which I was happy to do, and it was cool. And this is the cast shirt from Star Trek that they gave everyone. So it's kind of cool, man. And I brought a friend to the wrap party, and she had her shirt, and she left it in a taxi. Oh. And I'm going, damn it. Because it's kind of a cool little souvenir to have.
I actually like your Star Trek shirt, but...
Thank you very much.
Have you shown your parents you acting on Stargate or something else? And if so, what did they say?
Well, my parents, when they live in a farm and they don't really have... they don't have cable television, so they hadn't seen the show. So they came to my place in Vancouver, and we're watching the episodes with them, my mom and dad. And it's very difficult to watch any show with them because my mom, they won't sit still, and they talk the entire time. And my mom's like, okay, so would you like a cup of tea? I'm like, Mom, just watch the show. My dad's like, is that you there? I said, no, that's Joe. Is that you? I said, no, that's David. Where the hell are you? I go, I'm the one with the Scottish accent. Oh, that's very good. Nice. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but they eventually, they watch me on a few different things, you know. My mom won't watch me on anything where I get killed in, and if you do a lot of sci-fi, you end up getting killed at some point in time. She goes, I'm not watching that episode where they blow you up. I said, that's good, Mom, thanks. She goes, no one's going to do that to my boy. Bless her.
What scene do you feel that you did your best acting in Atlantis?
What scene?
Yeah.
You know, the fun thing about the character, he had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of comedy, you know. But I think in the episode Duet, when a particular actor grabbed me and kissed me in the mouth, that was some of my best acting. And just to clarify that, David Hewlett grabbed me and kissed me. I didn't kiss him. Too many takes. He has lips like sandpaper. No, I think, you know, I had a lot of great scenes, opportunity to play a lot of great scenes. I remember in where I kind of felt for myself, an episode called Poisoning the Well in the first season, when Perna died, sort of on the bed in my arms. I thought that was a sweet, emotional scene. And I think it solidified Beckett as a main cast member in the show after that episode, because it's such a big Beckett episode. And for me as an actor, I thought it was sort of like they were giving me an opportunity, and if I could do it well, it would, you know, kind of make or break if the characters become a main cast member or not. And I think that was sort of a special episode. A very difficult episode was in Sunday, with the scene with David and I at the very end of the episode. That was a hard episode to do because obviously, you know, they kill the character off, and you have a lot of mixed feelings about that. And David and I are good friends, and you know, we had that scene together, and it was pretty emotional. So that was kind of a tricky scene to do too. Hi.
Hi. This is probably following on from your last comment. What is it that Stargate writers have against medical personnel? Did they give you any warning about killing off cast?
Well, sir, can you say it a little louder?
Did they give you warning about whether they were going to kill off the fact that they were going to kill off cast and what they were planning to do with the character?
Yeah, no, they gave me warning. Yeah. I know. It always says, what's with Stargate and the doctors? They killed off Fraser, I guess, in SG1. I know they brought me up to the office and we had a chat. They said, listen, we want to mix things up a little bit. Unfortunately, it's going to involve your character, and even more unfortunately, we're going to kill your character. So I'm like, what? You can't kill Costa. It's like a puppy. So yeah, they gave me warning. They gave me a bit of warning, obviously, and we dealt with that appropriately, you know. And then obviously, because of the sort of fan outpouring about the character being killed off in the Save Carson Becker campaign, he came back again because no one ever dies in sci-fi. So I'm told anyway. So that was really cool to come back. But yeah, they give you a little bit of warning, thankfully. Hello.
You worked on a movie with David Hewlett and Rachel Luttrell called The Dog's Breakfast. What was it like being directed by David for that?
Exactly. You mean what's it like wearing a dress? David is great. I mean, David wrote, directed, produced, and acted in every scene in that movie. So it's very difficult for him to do all the things that he had a chance to do, but he did a fantastic job doing it. But, you know, I remember he told me, I'll tell you a funny story about that. Dave, I don't know if you haven't seen the movie. I play like 3 different little characters in it, and one of them is a female detective with a Scottish accent, which I did sort of to homage to the Stargate fans. And I remember, you know, I'm putting the makeup on, or the guy's doing it, and making me into the woman, taking my eyebrows down and all that kind of stuff. I had to shave my legs, cut myself. I had to walk in heels, which I admire all you women out there because that's very difficult. And I put a bra on, and I do not make a good-looking woman. I thought I did initially when they put the wig on. I'm like, I look pretty hot, actually. But no, that wasn't the case. But I remember David, who is naked in the scene, outside, pouring rain, Vancouver, lying on the mud on his stomach with soap suds on his butt. And I'm in a dress with a wig, and there's an umbrella, and they're going to shoot the scene, and he's looking up at me, and the camera guy goes, oh, we got to change the battery on the camera, just can you guys wait a minute. Hands me the umbrella. I'm standing over naked David Hewlett in my heels like this, and he looks up at me, and I'm like, David, he's like, what? And he can't move because he's naked. What? I go, this better be funny. And as I say that, my heels start to sink into the mud. And he looked at me, he goes, yeah, I know, it better be funny. I'm like, thanks. So that was an interesting project, that's for sure.
He actually said you work for food.
David said I work for food? Basically. I think everybody did.
Were you freaked out by the Wraith?
Of course I was. Carson skewered, my friend. Yeah, the Wraith were really scary. You know, when I first saw the creature, I thought it was really interesting, you know. Because when I first saw the prosthetic, because it's funny, because James Lefanzano, I think that's how I say his last name, he was the first major Wraith we had in the show. And I had no idea what he looked like, because they come at 3 o'clock in the morning, get all their makeup on, and then I see him and he's dressed as a Wraith. So I have no idea what he looks like. So we had the wrap party after season 1, and he's talking to me and stuff, and it's like a nice guy, and he's got his hat, he's kind of cool, dressed up, and he's like, I go, so do you work on the show or something? He goes, yeah, it's James. I'm the Wraith. And I'm like, oh, dude, sorry. No idea what you look like. But I think Todd Masters and his group do amazing prosthetics, and it's quite a creepy character to play, and I think it's a really good villain for the show. So yes, they do creep me out.
Hi, I like the way that you and David portray your characters on Stargate Atlantis. Makes it very enjoyable to repetitively watch.
Thank you.
My question is I'm flying out to Vancouver tonight actually, spending 3 weeks there, and I'd love to be able to see the set. Any chance? And I know it's a big ask.
Pardon me?
I'd love to see the set of Stargate.
Oh, of Stargate, yeah. I don't, you know, you'd have to contact the office, and sometimes they'll let people go through. And Tanya's the girl in the office to talk to. We call the Bridge Studios and talk to them. Obviously, it's kind of weird because I live between Vancouver and LA now. And so the new show started, but I have never met anybody on the new show. Whereas Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis shot together. So all the cast had a chance to know each other a little bit, you know. So we don't know any of the new cast, which is kind of weird. I was saying that to Joe Flanagan yesterday. I'm like, isn't that kind of odd? But, you know, hopefully at some point in time we'll meet some of them, you know. I'm a big fan of Robert Carlyle. I think he's a fantastic actor. And I'm sure a lot of the other cast are really talented as well. So, but as far as just give the Bridge Studios a call and ask for the PR person. And that's who you go through. And they might be able to hook you up a little bit. I got no pull anymore. They canceled the series.